التقدم ليس مجرد فكرة، بل واقع نعيشه ونرى أثره اليوم، وتحقق بفضل التعاون المثمر بين كافة الشركاء. يعمل صندوق الاستثمارات العامة بجانب القطاع الخاص لتمكين الدعم وتعزيز القدرات وتنمية الأعمال، ولتوفير الفرص للشركات داخل المملكة العربية السعودية وعلى مستوى العالم. مع التوسع المستمر في نطاق الصناعات المحلية، يواصل صندوق الاستثمارات العامة وشركات محفظته العمل مع القطاع الخاص لتسريع وتيرة النمو وتحقيق التنمية المستدامة، ولفتح قطاعات جديدة وتعزيز سلاسل الإمداد وخلق طلب أكبر يسهم في تحقيق الازدهار. اليوم الفرص متاحة في كل جانب من جوانب الاقتصاد، وقد جرى استعراضها خلال منتدى صندوق الاستثمارات العامة والقطاع الخاص، لأن التقدم يتحقق بفضل شراكات مثمرة أساسها حوارات بناءة متبوعة بتعاون فعال يثمر عن نتائج واقعية ومؤثرة. بعد اختتام المنتدى تستمر الرحلة حاملة المزيد من الفرص المتاحة لشركات القطاع الخاص والمستثمرين. إنها لحظتنا بكل ما تحمله من زخم وفرص، حيث نسير معا نحو المستقبل بخطى ثابتة. أهلاً بكم في النسخة الرابعة من منتدى صندوق الاستثمارات العامة والقطاع الخاص.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, partners, colleagues, and of course everybody who's attending the stage.
أرحب بكم اليوم نحن الآن في
Part of the PIF Private Sector Forum. My name is Yasser Sagaf. I'll be moderating the first session of today. I would like to say today's program on this stage focuses on unlocking real estate investment opportunities, attracting foreign capital, presenting PIF-aligned projects to the private sector with a clear emphasis, of course, on a practical investment structure, market enabling, and long-term value creation. I see one of my best friends and I see my cousin, so it's a good day for me. A great start, and it's all by luck, so I'm happy that you guys are here, and it's a full stage. So I would like to start with our first session that is titled Unlocking PIF Real Estate Opportunities. This discussion focuses on how PIF is shaping a scalable and investable real estate pipeline, how developments are evolving to meet market and investor expectations, how partnerships models are enabling the private sector to participate at scale. Of course, rather than just focusing on individual projects, today's conversation looks at strategy, alignment, and long-term value creation from PIF and from PIF-backed development companies. I would like to please be joined by three leaders representing their perspectives. First, Sahim Nasser, Head of Local Real Estate Investment Strategy at PIF. Let's please welcome him on stage. Nida Raza, Executive Director and Head of Development Capital and Partnerships at New Murabba Development Company. Let's welcome her on stage. Mohammed Tawash, Partner at WMG, representing the private sector, investor, developer, and also foreign direct investment perspective. And we welcome him to the stage. And let's start the day. I welcome you, my dear panelists, and I hope we enjoy this 20-minute Q&A. We'll make it more of a conversation. So we will start with PIF and how PIF is shaping a diversified... Are you leaving?
No, I'm standing.
How is PIF shaping a diversified and attractive real estate investment pipeline? And that would be the first question to PIF. Mr. Sahim, we welcome you.
Thank you, Yasser. Yasser, I think PIF is driving the historic change across the real estate landscape in the kingdom. And this is mainly driven by Vision 2030, the youth and demographic population and the population growth in the kingdom, and the cutting-edge expansion of infrastructure in the kingdom. So, as the economic driver of Vision 2030, PIF helped shape and drive the domestic economy at large. So far, PIF has delivered over 4,000 residential units, more than 3,500 hospitality keys, and over 1 million square meters of commercial space, covers both retail and the office. So, looking ahead, PIF will shift focus from a phase where we're focusing on rapid expansion and rapid growth.
Amazing.
Yeah, and moving into a phase of more value creation and value realization. This basically is translated into the format that we have today in the private sector format. The format is around ecosystems, and these ecosystems being presented, I think, will be critical and central to our growth in the coming 5 years.
Amazing.
So we will support the growth of tourism, travel, and entertainment. We will try to keep the pace up with demographic expansion and try to foster more vibrant, inclusive, and sustainable community developments. So I believe the ecosystem PIF has developed in real estate is providing diversified, attractive opportunities to everyone attending here at the Private Sector Forum.
Amazing. Perfect. So this is exactly what we're looking for, and coming to New Murabba as a wow project today. I would like to ask you from a development capital perspective, how do you balance long-term urban vision with the investor requirements such as maybe returns, delivery timelines, and risk management?
Thank you for the question. So New Murabba, being an urban modern downtown development backed by PIF, we've worked meticulously designing and approving a detailed master plan which balanced the vision of 2030, as Sam said, and also managing the vision that was set out by His Royal Highness when he challenged us to develop this master plan. So we ensure architectural guidelines that are preserved and articulated, whilst ensuring the development is commercially viable. Yes. And so what we've done in order to achieve that is to ensure that we use benchmarks in the market that we have seen and underwrite our whole business plan on that basis, such that we manage the risks and obviously give the returns for any development capital from the private sector that might be coming in. We're looking at this as a pure private sector development capital purpose. We are the master planner, we preserve the vision, we work as partners with our third-party development capital and help ensure that the vision turns into reality.
So vision turns into reality. What an amazing phrase. And this is the way that we're heading. Vision turns into reality. Mr. Mohammed Tawash, as a partner, from your perspective today, as you know, you are an investor and a developer. How do you view the 5 basic pillars of development? أركان التطوير الخمسة الأساسية. هذه أول شيء. And how well do you see PIF aligning its real estate developments with these pillars? Vision to reality.
أولا صبحكم الله بالخير والنور والسعادة.
Everybody, أشكركم كثيرا.
And I'm not leaving soon. And if you're talking about the pillars of real estate, that's going to take us a hell of a session. And we're going to have a dinner tonight.
We can
We'll squeeze. I try.
Okay.
I try. But before actually that is the PIF. I'm someone fortunate that I have done 30 years of my life on real estate. Several sectors, which almost all the sectors I've done, except casinos. I didn't do casinos, but others I've done. And demography. If anybody have heard about Gal'at Wadrain, I've done real estate in Gal'at Wadrain. So in terms of the sectors and demography, this is where the PIF stand at, in my opinion. Yes, we're looking here at very much what Saham background comes from, local real estate investment portfolio. So we're talking about the KSA, and a KSA is a continent rather than just a country or a several city. The question is, how many of you, if I can have a hand raised, a real estate developer in here?
We've got a few.
We've got I'm shocked. There isn't many. And how many of you has done a project in partnership with PIF? Not many. I think the list of PIF projects that has been transferred to us and been looking at it as a portfolio make us fool and losers of 25, 26, all the way to 23 not to do any project with PIF. That's the reality. Now, the pillars we're referencing to is any real estate development that PIF has maintained it, by the way. I wear a hat, not of PIF, but of several different hats. Yes, I've worked with PIF for a bit, for a while, and I was looking at the local real estate investment trust. But أركان التطوير الأساسية is very simple, and it's مسؤولية طويلة الأجل. You can't just develop a project and then you say, I'm going to exit in 6 months. It's a very long term, right? So if we talk about, we start with the location, المكان, and this is what PIF is maintaining, in my opinion. So first pillar is location. المكان. Location is location.
Okay.
والاختيار بعقلانية. Can I mix Arabic, English?
Yeah, you can mix.
Okay, okay. والاختيار بعقلانية وليس بعاطفة. That's location, right? And then the price. What are the price? Number 2. And التموضع الهادف. بالنسبة إلى what is the price you're going to be offering, what is the price you're going to be acquiring. And then the product, المنتج. How you're going to be structure that product and what sector you're going to, or what قطاعات you're going to be targeting. Then 4, الترويج, which is the promotion.
Yeah.
And you have to share your view with the world, not تسويق, not marketing.
Not marketing, yeah.
I'm talking about
Vision.
ترويج. ترويج is completely different from what marketing is standing at. And then last 5, which is something that I have been all my 10 fingers on it, حماية, protection. Protection رأس المال, protection the shareholders, protection the owners, protection of the whoever is going to be the end user, whoever is going to be using it. Now, if we look at this in the uniqueness of PIF, and I'm not promoting PIF, I'm promoting myself, by the way, right?
Sahim, I'll give you some time to...
If there is...
don't worry.
And this is the last. Okay, I wouldn't take much time on this. And this is the last. If you look at the PIF in general, there is something that when I joined PIF with 25 years of real estate with the private sector, public sector, and I did lots of work with sovereign funds as well. It's what Samo Sayyidi, when we attend the meeting, His Royal Highness has a checklist of each and every project that المجالس التأسيسية we were attending. And these 6 السداسيات, it's basically a fix. If you don't maintain it, if you don't deliver it, then this particular project does not get clear and approved. The first one is المشاركة في الناتج المحلي. So what is the GDP contribution? The second one is الميزان التجاري والتدفقات المالية, which is the cash flow. The third one is التكلفة الإجمالية وكم منها تكلفة على الدولة. The fourth one is المحتوى المحلي, local content. The fifth one is ترتيبنا بين الدول. وترتيبنا بين الدول, others get very misled, especially consultant. Any consultant here, no offense, they would compare it to Dubai or Bahrain. No. Samo Sayyidi, when he goes ترتيبنا بين الدول, is the G20. What is our stand in the G20 as a Saudi part of the G20? And the last, which is the most important thing, and I'm sure many of people who has attended those sort of meetings, they will be plop up with their eyes, is قائمة الأصول, the asset list.
The asset list.
What are the asset list? And how are you going to be monetize those asset lists?
Amazing.
I think I'll stop here. But what I'm saying, with those السداسيات, I challenge, أتحدى أي sovereign funds other than PIF has these sudasiyat to be maintained in each and every project. I'm not talking private equity. I'm not talking capital market. I'm talking about local real estate.
Yeah.
So if you have these sudasiyat by PIF that has been maintained in those each and every project, which is a huge portfolio list.
Yeah.
We got to bless you, Sahim, with this list. But then I think there is only one شبيه إلها اللي هي تماسك في سنغافورة, but they have a capital land as a listed entity.
Got it.
They maintain these 6.
Got it.
Any other sovereign fund, I challenge anyone who has this been maintained.
I will I'll leave my questions aside. I think that Mr. Mohammed has raised the panel's discussion point, so I'll leave you to reply to what he has said, and then Sahim, you will have the last couple of words, and please, what do you think?
I think it's on point. It's very important, like you said, location for sure.
Where is New Murabba from? What
So
Mr.
from
Mohammed said?
New Murabba's perspective, absolutely, we've got one of the best locations in all of Riyadh.
So you meet Pillar 1.
Absolutely. The second is what we're going to build. We're building a true live, work, play environment,
Nice.
something that doesn't currently exist in mass. So we're creating a downtown in a capital city of a country that doesn't have a specific downtown, which is residential led. And it's not just residential, it's not just commercial, it's everything. There is 25% of green spaces that is within our estate, which allows for you to enjoy what would have been historically the wadis to the west, which we will be bringing and stitching into the fabric of the city. We are not a gated community, we are part of the city. So we melt back into the city. We ensure that we bring all the historical architectural guidelines, we preserve all of those. And at the center will consist an icon like no other icon. We will definitely be one of the top 10 icons in the world. And very soon, Saudi Arabia and specifically Riyadh will be known as one of the top 10 icon cities, as the challenge was given to us by His Royal Highness not so long ago.
Amazing.
And in terms of project typology, another very important point, it's very easy to just go to the very top and look at the margins and say, this is what I'm going to do. We've worked with PIF meticulously to ensure that we look at what the demand is of our local people, of the population of the country, and we have tried to cater. So it goes from mid-end all the way to luxury, but 56% of our development is mid and upper mid apartments.
Amazing.
So we're hitting that. In terms of local content and regional content, we're in touch with all the developers. We have tried to package our transactions in a way that everybody, whether you're a very, very large developer or a smaller developer, get a chance to build in this new city that we're building, that's going to stitch into the current city. So we're trying to hit as many of the pillars as you mentioned.
Amazing. So accelerating delivery while maintaining quality and long-term value. This is a great way to maintain, what Mr. Mohammed has said. Sahim, I'll leave. I don't have much time. They have PIF and New Murabba and Mr. Mohammed from WMG, and they give me 20 minutes only. Yeah. So I'll leave the last words to you, and then I'll take just one brief final closing word from each one of you, and we'll be done with our session.
I'll try to summarize as
I know.
as I
you have a lot to tackle.
So listen, I think PIF is shifting the way we operate.
Yeah.
And to respond to Mr. Mohammed, the way we operate from being a typical real estate developer to being a master planner and ecosystem scaler.
Yeah.
What that means and the impact that makes is you're able to crowd in the full spectrum of private sector players and mobilize capital at a much bigger scale. PIF is also adopting a flexible partnership approach to attract all types of partnerships in different vehicles within our ecosystem. We have a very big pipeline, as you referred to, over 1 trillion riyals to be deployed in real estate up to 2030. So put all of this together, I think collaboration with the private sector is key.
Yeah.
We will see much more engagement. And at PIF, we will try to the extent possible facilitate and orchestrate deals to ensure that the private sector and our partners get more value in such transactions, enhance bankability, reduce execution risk, and accelerate delivery. So I think we're witnessing a historic moment in the kingdom, in real estate specifically.
Definitely.
And jointly with the private sector, we're developing our real estate sector moving forward.
Amazing. Mr. Mohammed, Ms. Nida, and of course Mr. Sahim, I would like to thank you for being with us, but I will leave you with one last maybe sentence or 2 sentences?
3 sentences.
3 sentences, and we'll close up. The guy's
We're done.
he's looking at me.
I look at to myself as a strategist. احنا الstrategists مثل المفكرين.
Yeah.
We don't believe in education and we don't believe in sort of a job. So job is disaster. If you have an employment, is a disaster as a strategist. If you education as well, بأسلوبه النمطي is disaster. So to go with that in terms of the PIF, when I was in the PIF, each and everyone I go and shake hand with, I say I'm a PIF. They say, oh yeah, okay, you have more. They have more money than God. That's not true, by the way. Astaghfirullah. That's not true. PIF is not about the money, it's about the impact and the project that they have been structured. And there is only one say that we keep on saying, or my father, Allah yarhamah, he taught me how to do asset allocation. So I have a $1 million and I have to do an asset allocation.
Yeah.
It goes like ثلث مع العقال وثلث مع المهبل وثلث لا تشوف الشمس. العقال هم PIF. المهبل هي stock market. واللي ما تشوف الشمس هو the properties income producing that I'm gonna own. PIF is very well structured. If you, as a private developer, does not have a proper corporate governance, does not have a cushion of cash, does not have a proper structure that you will gonna be leading this project in partnership with PIF, don't bother. Go build your own capacity. Then comes to PIF, and they're gonna make more money for you than the money they've got. Thank you.
Thank you. Ida?
Totally aligned with that. Just to say that from our perspective, PIF capital is judicious capital for us. We're completely aligned with the private sector. We have an exit strategy in mind when we go into transactions, which is a departure from historical patient capital that we saw. So we are happy to take the risk and reward and share it with our development capital partners now, and then deliver His Royal Highness's vision, as I said, into reality in the very near future and in the medium term.
Vision to reality. Sahim, last words?
I would say more collaboration with the private sector, unlocking opportunities. And in fact, today we're holding a closed session in this room as we speak towards the second half of the day, where we have invited over 100 local developers and investors, and we're showcasing over 30 live investment opportunities within our portfolio companies.
Amazing. One last question for the audience. Who wants to have dinner with me and Muhammad tonight? Only a few? I thought everybody would go. Thank you, Sahim. Thank you, Nida. Please, go ahead.
Ask them who wants to have dinner with me.
Of course. Thank you, Sahim, Nida, and Muhammad.
Thank you.
Appreciate your input and have a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another session coming up. Focuses on positioning Saudi Arabia as a highly attractive destination for foreign real estate investment. I would like to call Mr. Dair Sukar, Chief Content Officer at Arabian Business, ITP Media Group, to lead this session and moderate it. Please stay tuned. Thank you.
So much. Appreciate it. Yeah. So should we get started? Yeah. You can start. Yeah. All right. Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to moderate this session titled "Driving Foreign Investment into the Real Estate Market of Saudi Arabia." And I'm really delighted to have with me some esteemed leaders who are shifting or contributing to shifting this transformation. Dr. Mohammed Garnas, Executive Director, Real Estate Development Empowerment at REGA. REGA is the Real Estate General Authority in Saudi Arabia. Mr. Saud Sulaimani, Country Lead and Head of Capital Markets at JLL. And Dr. Manar Al Munif, Chief Investment Officer, NEOM. Welcome aboard and looking forward to having this discussion. So as you know, the real estate market in Saudi Arabia, we basically look at how it's evolving into an institutional grade investment destination with new ownership laws and the open stock markets and also the giga projects that are inviting global participations. I think we're looking at a maturing, evolving market with robust market foundation as well and infrastructure. And I think this is no longer speculative or bespoke. This is becoming a long-term, serious global market. So I'll start with you, Dr. Mohammed, on the regulations. So what are, of the most recent regulations or regulatory reforms, what have been the most effective in terms of attracting foreign investment into the Saudi real estate market?
Yeah, I believe about the regulation, when we see Riga as an entity, it's just established a few years ago. And since then, Riga tried to put the right foundation for the market for the next, let's say, few years that could help the 2030 project and all the real estate sector. Since 2018 up to this year, we've been establishing a lot of flows, starting with EJAR, Ittihad al-Mullak. We start with, last year we had the foreigner to buy the property in Saudi, off-plan sales in 2024, as well the contributions in 2024. All of these regulations built to help the market and to give the right governance for the market to work. I think since the last 2 years after moving the off-plan sale, for example, to Riga, we saw the post of the license that being issued in 2024, in 2025, and in the last quarter of 2025, we issued the immediate off-plan license, where it's something totally new in the market. And I think there is no country in the world give you an off-plan license without any, let's say, without any human work with that. You got an immediate as an application. And all of that to help the market. Also, in the other side, we've been looking to the market. We work in agile with the market, try to figure out the challenges in the market and how we could deal with it in the way that help the market to grow more and more.
And how are you, the new regulatory changes, do you ensure they are being enforced to ensure the transparency and investor confidence?
Data. I think the data is really important for transparency, and we've been working with different entities now to issue all the report that the market need. Also our report, our numbers, we try to put it for the public and to issue all the information that public need. It's really important because I think if you have the right governance and put all the data that market need, you give the right path for developers to start and to the market to grow more and more.
All right. So with the regulations in place, how is the capital responding like of the, let's say, the real estate types or sectors, residential, commercial, hospitality, which one is attracting the most interest in terms of?
Well, great to be here and good morning, everyone. Two questions and two answers. So when it comes to the first one regarding the capital flows, we look at it from three different buckets today. One is the local market, which been very active for many years. The two upcoming emerging markets that are bringing capital to Saudi is the regional and the international. And when we look about regional, it's mainly within GCC and the Middle East. And when we look at the international, we talk about Europe, Asia, and the US. Giving some numbers, so if we look at as of Q3, because Q4 numbers are not yet up, Q3 foreign direct investments in Saudi last year were $21 billion, and that's over 37% year-to-year growth, which shows lots of capital flows coming to the market. The Saudi real estate market at some point was driven by land trading 10, 15 years ago. It moved to development market. Today it became even more sophisticated, where it's moving towards structuring, joint ventures, fund structures, equity and debt raising, locally and regionally and internationally. And this just shows how the sophistication of the market, where it's becoming more and more mature. Within JLL, we issue every 2 years the Transparency Index, and I'm sure many of the esteemed guests have came across it. For the last edition, Saudi was the second most or the best performing country in the world, and moved from less transparent to semi-transparent, and we definitely see Saudi heading to the transparent markets, which are the top 10, 15 markets in the world. To the second question about the asset classes, each investor and developer has their own investment strategies, their risks they're taking. But in general, the residential market been very active, given the growing population in Saudi. Saudi has a big population, reaching 36.5 million, and there is a growth across all the cities. Riyadh been heading slightly faster than all the other cities. The institutional grade A office been also a key target. If we look at the regional headquarter numbers, it reached over 700 relocated to Saudi, and you can imagine, including ourselves, we relocated a few years back. Everyone is targeting a proper office space for their regional headquarter. Industrial comes a key topic as well, given the population growth and its enabler and a backbone of all sectors, including residential and retail. It's been growing significantly, and we are witnessing a high demand for grade A warehousing, data centers, 3PLs, and so on. So I would say these three are the key asset classes been having massive focus.
All right, thank you so much. So Dr. Manar, we have the regulations, the foundations, and we have the capital moving in. So how are you engaging with international partners and whoever is interested in taking part in this, what's really happening across with a special focus on what is called the giga projects?
Well, absolutely. I'll follow up from what Saud have mentioned. I think so. The Saudi economy, if you look at it today, the demand is unprecedented. So whenever you speak to any international partner around the world, I think so it's very clear. It's about making business. Today we have the demand. You have 70% of the population below the age of 30. Actually, our supply is by far less than the demand compared to many developed countries. So that's something that gives the partners a lot of comfort that if I'm going to build something, there will be a need for it. The second thing, the maturity of the entire ecosystem, from regulation to financial institutions to banking, the whole system have matured significantly. So today they feel very comfortable. I'm not going there and trying to figure things out. Actually, whenever you go to the banks, there is a system already available. The PPP plan, which is public-private partnership, have matured significantly in Saudi Arabia and actually internationally if you compare it to many other countries. So that also gives the comfort. I have the right demand. I have a right ecosystem from regulatory, from financial institutions to actually develop it to even off-plan sales. And then finally, it's the innovative ideas of taking risks and actually structuring the deals in a different way. In this part of the world, we are bold. We do take risk, calculated risk. That makes sense. You structure it in a way that makes sense. If a private sector is coming and developing a plan, now, if it's in the middle of nowhere, obviously you need to partner with them, which simply means you need to give certain comforts, both to them and the financial institutions, because if you don't have it, the financial institution will never finance it. So you need to put certain parameters to allow it to be bankable. And after that, as the projects mature, how do you take it forward? You can start it with an infrastructure fund, and after a few years, move it into a REIT. You can start an off-plan development that take phased approach to make it happen and to work. So if you add all of these things together, it makes the Saudi economy quite interesting when you look at it from a real estate development and urban development specifically. But what makes the Giga project specifically unique? The Giga project per se, we're not developing real estate alone in isolation. We're not developing education in isolation, healthcare in isolation, logistic, etc. We're developing them in a connected way, so the intersection between all of these sectors, it's what drives this economic growth. So when you're looking at urban development, you're not looking at it at the lens of only real estate or tourism or logistic. It's the connection of all of these things that will drive the economic growth, and that's what makes it interesting.
Joe, you mentioned REITs. Now with the stock market open for investors, no requirement for the QFI status and all that, are global investors favoring REITs for liquidity or direct ownership for control?
Well, it depends. So REITs normally provide a very sustainable payouts, and it has a very regulated and governed type of structure. So for cash flowing investors that they are looking for low risk, normally REITs, it's a preferred options. They can predict their cash flows. There is a certain risk is capped, and there is a high governance, and it's easy exit. For private equity firms or more highly risk takers, they prefer to go into development phase, which Dr. Manar mentioned. Today we look at the Saudi market, it becoming more of an ecosystem rather than a transactional market where you can do one deal at one time. So it depends on the risk profile that the investor and the developer is taking to select which one is taking. Okay. But so far, to your point, we've got over 28 REITs in the Saudi market. A few of them have been performing well. Some of them were averaging 6%, and few of them were doing some enhancements. So it's becoming, again, very open market, very transparent. The openness of international investors to the stock markets provided also additional liquidity to the market, which is needed. Also, it's bringing in transparency as well.
And of the the already maybe interested foreign investors, do you see more? Do they view the Saudi market as a yield market or as a growth market? Yield? Do they for instance, quick earnings, or do they long term?
Well, actually, it's both. We can take JLL as an example. We've made a very bold move in December last year when we acquired a significant stake in one of PIF companies, and we formed a joint JV. We are minority, PIF is a majority within the Saudi Real Estate Facilities Management Company. And we looked at it from both angles. One is it's a promising sector. Lots of assets need to be managed. At the same time, there is a very long-term horizon where this sector will continue to grow.
Okay. And back to you, Dr. Muhammad, regarding regulations. If you could speak to the digital registration, because I heard some very positive feedback about this particular aspect, though.
Yeah, but if you allow me, I'm going to go back for the point of the mixed use and what the Giga projects having now in the ground. I believe what we have in the kingdom now is a really niche project, but it's really important to see the final customer and what's the right product going to be delivered, because all the world now fighting for investor. And I mean investor as individuals or as a companies, where with our niche project, with our niche product as well, you will be having a lot of, let's say, piece of this cake across the world. I believe we have everything that we need, but we need to focus more and more about the final product, who's gonna buy this product, and what's the return of this product. It's really important for the investor. Regarding your question, one of the main thing regulatory needed in the real estate market is the title deed and the registration. And with REER, which is one of the PIF company, and with the law that owned by Riga, we established REER with PIF to make sure the registration of all the real estate in the market register in the right way and have the, let's say, the trusted title deed that the customer looking for. One more thing about registration, we've been working last year to have the certificate for registration, which give the developers, for example, when he have an off-plan project, to have this certificate, a pre-title deed before he finish his project, to make these deeds to trade in the secondary market, and as well he could give it to the banks to take a mortgage or anything he could deal with it. This kind of regulation, it will enhance the market more and more and give the more trust for the foreigner investor.
Yeah. And on regulations, do you still see, I mean, from your role at Rega, do you see any more regulations required or in the pipeline to make things even, to further advance this?
As I said, we've been looking to the market. We see ourselves as a partner with all developers in the market. We've been working agile with the market. Anything the market need, we try to look at it and find out what's the right solution for it. Even if it's a new law or with the same law, we could do some changes that could help the market more and more. We believe so far we have everything now to make the market grow more and more, but we are open for anything in the future that could help. Maybe last month there was an event about the tokenization, and it's regulated by Riga as well. Tokenization, it's something totally new for the market, and we just started with the Soundbox, and now we have around 9 companies have tokenized a couple of units. It's just for testing until the mid of this year, and then later on we could go more and more with the tokenization.
All right. Dr. Manar, when it comes to, again, back to the partners, I think when it comes to the Giga projects and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in general, there are certain aspects or maybe values that are not to be compromised. When you look for partners, do you consider these things, and what are the tips or advice you give to anybody who is interested to partner on the larger scale of the Saudi Arabia projects? What kind of can they best align with whatever is happening in the kingdom?
So whenever you look at any partner, the first thing they look at is how mature is the ecosystem. Do you have the right regulation? Is their investment protected? It needs to be clear, not only do you have the regulation, but how do you implement them? That's something that have to be a base to give them that comfort. Then when you start looking at it, you start looking at it on a transaction level. Does it have the right return? Is it a short-term, long-term investment, and what they're looking at? And what makes Saudi Arabia specifically quite unique compared to the entire region is that, yes, it is a growth market and a yield market at the same time. And what do I mean? The projects you have are long-term, but the transaction, each one, you will be able to start development, off-plan sale, and close within few years, and get the cash and use it for another project. And you have quite a diversified pool of different projects that you can be in tourism, you can be in residential, you can be in logistic, all at the same time. And the cash flow moves quite quickly. Whenever we're looking for a partner, it's essential you need to have someone that share the same values that you do, share the same ambitions that you do to make this work. Example, at NEOM, sustainability is a non-negotiable for us. So it doesn't make sense for me to have a discussion with someone that does not care about sustainability. It just does not work. You need to have someone who value the same thing that you're looking at: productivity, sustainability, efficiency. If someone shares these same values as we do, we have a common understanding of what's the baseline, and after that we can do any development further because we understand it, and we're willing to take risk, and we're willing to take I would say bets in certain areas that we say no, that's the future. Technology is a non-negotiable. We're willing to invest in technology that does not exist today, and we're willing to put the right seeds for it. If someone would say, well, you know, that's in the future, I'm not interested, I don't think so that's the right match. So whenever you select a partner, you need to select a partner, number one, that share the same values, the same beliefs that you have, and number two, someone that matches where you want to head. We want to develop something that is unique, something that does not exist today but would resemble what the future looks like. And I want someone who is as bold, as ambitious as we are, someone who cares about the environment, someone who really wants to take bets in technology as we do. If we have that, we have a common understanding to move forward. If someone is completely different, it doesn't make sense. However, saying that does not mean we're compromising the commerciality, because at the end of the day, it's a business. So it needs to make sense commercially, need to make sense, the right commercial returns. And to add to your point, whenever you have a product, before you even launch it, you know exactly who are you targeting, you know exactly your development plan, you know sales, and you know who you're competing with, and how do you differentiate yourself. So that's all part of the package when you develop it.
Yeah, I really like it seems like there's so much into innovation as well. From your experience, have you noticed, like, when you invest in technology, even the commercial revenues could increase because of technology?
Absolutely. But in the beginning, you need to take that bet because it's not being tested. And once you test it, you're able to do it. Example, a few years ago, when they started speaking about efficiency, and Ministry of Commerce and Ministry of Electricity started speaking about smart meters, I recall the time everyone was against it, that this did not make sense. Look at it today, more than 30% down in their bills. So it did make sense. You need to put the right bets there, test them, validate, and it's okay to pivot if it doesn't work. I'm going through that route. If it doesn't work, it's okay for me to pivot, to say, well, that didn't work, I'm going to change it. You're not changing the plan and the long-term vision, but the way to reach there, you need to optimize. And that's a common practice whenever you're introducing new technology and innovations.
Interesting. Thank you so much. So I see as I said, when I looked at the program, and I saw, like, we have regulations, stock markets, capital, and giga projects. So I don't know if this is a question for the three of you, how do you see this kind of consolidation and alignment across all of these, kind of disciplines in advancing the 2030 vision, and how do you see it happening also across Saudi Arabia in general?
Well, I think Dr. Manar summarized it very nicely, and Dr. Muhammad as well. It's an ecosystem, and then that ecosystem, the more it's more advanced, the marriage will be even more perfect over time. Alignment of interest, normally a starting point for any investment decision. The availability and the transparency of regulations make life much easier for both investors and regulators, and this is where we are. Technology, it's becoming now the glue. Most of the services we do today, all through technology. We are truly blessed for being in Saudi for all what it's offering, including the technology. It's the second most advanced in the world for technology services. All of the real estate services, more or less, now became paperless. It all can be done in tech, and for an investor, this is great. And for a regulator, this is even greater. So it's working very well. We believe the Saudi investment market will continue to be more and more advanced and appealing for international and local investors for the entire ecosystem available today. And most importantly, it's moving now from a development market to a transactional market, which we've been waiting for some time.
All right.
Yeah, I believe, as I said at the beginning, since 2 years after we establishing the real estate sector inside Riga, we start something we call the roadmap. And in this roadmap, we try to look at what's going on in the market, how it's worked today, and what we need to see in the future. And in this roadmap, we try to figure out all the challenges, all the risk, all the things that market looking for, and we try to adopt it inside our sector in Riga. We see ourselves as a partner with the full value chain inside Riga. It's make it easier to us to maintain the market and try to help the market more and more. Starting from the registration until the final buyer in the project. With all this value chain, we try our best to work side and side with the market, with the developers, and doing all these sessions with all the private sectors to figure out what's the challenges, what's the new thing, what they're looking for, and how we could help. And sometimes we consult and do the consultation work with them to try to help them more and more.
All right. Any final word?
Well, I think so. The fact that we're sitting on the same panel, the ability to have the regulator listen to what the market is saying, the ability to come and challenge and say, well, we need to introduce something more. Our job is to create opportunities where the private sector will come and play a major role in them. And the regulator need to show us that support of, well, what are the enablers that you need to have in place to enable you to make your job better and to attract private sector more? Because the name of the game today is not do it by ourselves. That was the name of the game 30, 50 years ago. Today, the public sector put a plan, a playbook. This is where we're heading as a vision. And then this is the role of what do we think private sector is going to do. And this is what the regulators need to do from an incentives, from regulations to allow the private sector to deliver their job in the best way.
All right. Thank you so much. It's been really a pleasure talking to you all, and thank you all for listening as well. I believe the message is clear. This is moving from ambition to structure, and it's definitely worth watching and maybe taking part in. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sam.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will now move to the MOU sessions. A great number of MOUs to be signed on stage. Multiple MOU signings marking important collaborations that support investment growth and partnership across the urban development and real estate ecosystem on this stage. And we will be announcing them very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move to a series of MOU signings. These agreements, of course, reflect a shared commitment between participating entities to collaborate, knowledge transfer, and, of course, the long-term strategic partnership. We would like to start with Azm Academy in Saudi Imar on stage, please. And we will wait for the screen for the signing. Azm Academy and Saudi Imar. 183. The MOU between Azm Academy and Saudi Imar is to provide comprehensive training and development programs to empower Saudi youth, equipping them with the necessary skills for guaranteed employment with Saudi Imar upon graduation. Let's switch based on the logos. Thank you for the consultant. All right. This is when you get a good consultant, you know, they take care of every small detail. All right, then Azm Academy Saudi Imar, let's give them a big round of applause. MOU and Azm Academy to provide comprehensive training and development programs to empower Saudi youth, equipping them with the necessary skills for guaranteed employment with Saudi Imar upon graduation. What a collaboration. Thank you very much. A group photo, please, between two entities. Let's have everyone come on stage. Lovely photo. Thank you very much. Congratulations to Azm and Imar. Next up is Azm Academy as well in Tanatel. Let's give them give them a big round of applause, please. Tanatel and Azm Academy. Are they present? There you go. MOU between Azm Academy and Tanatel to provide comprehensive training and development programs also for Saudi youth, equipping them with the necessary skills for guaranteed employment with the entity in furniture manufacturing. Guaranteed employment. Azm Academy in Tanatel. تناتل بالعربي. إذن أكاديمية عزم وتناتل. A group photo, please. Azm Academy وتناتل to provide comprehensive training and development programs for Saudi youth, equipping them with the necessary skills for guaranteed employment in furniture manufacturing. A good smile for the picture. Thank you. Shukran. Azm Academy and Masdar. An MOU signing between Azm Academy and Masdar. Again, to provide the comprehensive training and development programs to empower our Saudi youth, equipping them with the necessary skills for guaranteed employment with Masdar. Good luck. Let's sign the collaboration. And let's shake hands and take a photo. Congratulations. Group photo, please. Azm Academy signing a number of MOUs to equip Saudi youth with the necessary skills to guaranteed employment with multiple entities. Tanatil, Masdar, and now Creative Closets, please, on stage. Saudi Imar, Tanatil, Masdar, and now Creative Closets. Great job. Yeah. No, you have a lot. You have more. Yeah. The same purpose of this MOU to empower through comprehensive training and development programs Saudi youth, equip them with the necessary skills for guaranteed employment with creative closets. الخزائن المبتكرة. Group photo and let's shake hands. Congratulations, thank you. أكاديمية عزم والخزائن المبتكرة، شكرا لكم. Next, coming up, Advanced Furniture Industry, Place, signing an MOU with Azm Academy. Again, our great purpose is to provide comprehensive and development programs to empower our Saudi youth for guaranteed employment with multiple entities. And now, شركة الأثاث المتقدم للصناعة, Advanced Furniture Industry. Signing an MOU with Azm Academy. Each MOU represents a step toward aligning capabilities, unlocking opportunities, advancing mutual objectives across different sectors. Thank you to Azm Academy. Bravo. All right. Coming up next, a safe. Signing an MOU with Azm Academy. A safe on stage, please. Another MOU in activation, Academy at Azm was safe, signing an MOU to empower Saudi youth as well, to equip them with the right skills for guaranteed employment with a safe. Congratulations. Let's shake hands, take a photo, a group photo please. يلا يا فيصل. All right, congratulations to Azm Academy and a safe. I would like to call Gidea Factory on stage, please, to sign an MOU with Azm Academy. Gidea Factory. Interesting. This MOU between Azm Academy and Gidea Factory, where Azm Academy will provide comprehensive training for Saudi youth, equipping them with the necessary skills for guaranteed employment with Gidea Factory upon graduation. ألف مبروك أكاديمية عزم والجدية. مذكرة تفاهم لتدريب الشباب والشابات المنتهي بالتوظيف في هذه الجهة. شكرا لكم. عزم أكاديمي جدية فاكتوري. Thank you very much. Azm Academy in Space Systems. Please, I would like for Space Systems to join us on stage. Congratulations, Azm Academy in Space Systems. These MOUs formalize the partnership between Azm Academy and employment partners, ensuring training, delivery by Azm and guarantee jobs from these participating companies. And now we start with Space Systems. Let's take a group photo, please. Congratulations. Thank you, Azm Academy, for signing these multiple MOUs to empower Saudi youth. Thank you. Zaid, thank you. Thank you. All right, moving on to the next MOU, SARC and Tamimi Global, please. Two entities signing an MOU, SARC and Tamimi Global. All right, so SARC and Tamimi Global, a smart accommodation for residential complexes company, SARC, announcing the signing of a HOT, heads of terms, with Tamimi Global Company Limited to develop 4,000-bed staff accommodation village at a Rimal site north of Riyadh with a land area of 142,000 square meters and built-up area of 200,001 square meters. Congratulations. A group photo, please. SARC and Tamimi Global. Thank you.
Was this the fellow from the AZM Academy?
Yes, Azm Academy. Yes, this is him. All right, coming up next on stage, Tanatil Industrial Company and Jordan Wood Industries Company, JWICO. Let's head to the stage, please, to sign this great MOU between the two entities to transfer high-end technology in kitchen manufacturing. Tanatil and Jordan Wood Industries Company. المخرج عايز كده. يلا. هو اللي يقول الصورة الأهم. يعطيك العافية. Group photo, please, and congratulations on signing this great MOU between Tanatil and Jordan Wood Industries Company, JWICO, transferring high-end technology in kitchen manufacturing. I would like for Tanatil to stay on stage, and I would call Juenfa Vulcan Gruppo, signing an MOU between Tanatil and Juenfa Vulcan Gruppo to transfer manufacturing know-how for outdoor furniture and of course, bid jointly on projects. Congratulations. And good luck on your upcoming projects together. A group photo. Let's shake hands on this great signing. Congratulations. And again, good luck on your projects together. Vulcan, Grupo, and Tanatil. Thank you. Tanatil would like you to stay on stage, please. And I would like to call Strads International Singapore Company to head to the stage. Tanatil and Michael Strads to sign an MOU to bid jointly on contracts and transfer know-how in high-end hotel furniture manufacturing. A group photo and congratulations to Tanatil. MashaAllah, a variety of MOUs to be applied. And okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to announce the launch of Humane Sports by welcoming to the stage Mr. Tariq Amin, CEO of Humane. This launch comes as Humane acquires a significant share in AIIO, represented by Darren Perius. Please join us on stage. How much you pay? Congratulations to both entities. Shake hands and smile for the picture, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Excuse me. Let's take a picture. Okay.
Take a picture of them first. Sorry.
Congratulations. Thank you. And now we sign an MOU between Al Bawani and Orascom Construction to collaborate on designing and building mega data centers with support from their respective specialized subsidiaries, AB Tech and Wheats. Al Bawani and Orascom. مرحبا. Al Bawani and Orascom signing an MOU to collaborate on designing and building mega data centers with support from their respective specialized subsidiaries, AB Tech and Wheats. Congratulations. Smile for the picture. Let's take a group photo, please. Congratulations. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will commence shortly with other multiple MOUs to be signed on stage. Just give us a couple of minutes, please. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And we are signing a new MOU on stage right now between Retail Urban Development Company and Terra Instinct Limited. Let's please have both entities on stage and let's congratulate them. Retail Urban Development Company and Terra Instinct Limited. Are they present? He's not present. All right, ladies and gentlemen, an MOU between Retail Urban Development Company and Terra Instinct Limited to support Retail's sustainability initiatives through advanced technologies and advisory programs. Of course, focusing on environmental sustainability, social responsibility, and corporate governance. Congratulations to both entities. And let's take a group photo and shake hands. Congratulations to both entities on signing this MOU. On this stage, ladies and gentlemen, we marked important collaborations that support investment growth and partnership across the urban development and real estate ecosystem. Multiple MOUs, multiple signings, a lot of commitment and collaboration. Congratulations to both entities. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we had great sessions on this stage, and now we have a private session. I would like for everyone to please clear the place. Thank you for being with us, and I wish everyone good luck. Enjoy the rest of the day.